That's pretty cool. You know, I'd rather try to get him a fifth year. That would be better and more enjoyable. But yeah, it's not something that Doug really enjoys, that sort of thing. But you know, I'm glad we're finally able to make it happen, and the schedule would work. That, you know, he's in Milwaukee the night before and in Chicago the night after. So it was perfect, and it'd be great to have him back and celebrate what was a great career.
Did what he do here? I mean, you obviously want to have faith in your kid when he starts college, but your expectations when he came into what he ended, I mean, how much did he surpass that and really put Creighton on the map?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any father that would have that sort of expectation for their kid coming into college and what he ended up accomplishing. But you know, I think and I know Marcus mentioned it in the release. I think that group, and certainly Doug was the centerpiece of that group. It was such an important time in our history, and I think it'll be looked upon many years later as a critical time because of the change. You know, we're going from the Valley to the Big East overnight, and to have a team that was able to, you know, not only have some success, but, you know, fight for a championship, make it to the Big East final, be a high seed in the NCAA tournament. The timing of that couldn't have been any better, and I think it really allowed us to move this program forward as a result of what that team did, and certainly Doug was a huge part of that.
You parsed through the State film. What was the hardest part of that as well?
You know, we we got really good shots the first half. I think if I could replay that first half and over again and take the exact same shots, and they take the exact same shots, I think we have a double-digit lead, and I think the game probably goes a different direction in the second half then. But you know, we started pressing a little when, especially when we got 10 minutes into that second half, we weren't really able to cut into that lead as much as we'd like. And I think we got a little fatigued at that point too. But you know, we're going to have to be a team that's going to make jump shots. That's just the reality of who we are, and we've shown that we can do that at a high level. And unfortunately, it's a game of basketball, and Lakers got beat by 40 last night, so it happens.
What do you expect to see out of this team? It's your first true road test of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a challenging game. You know, Oklahoma State really they haven't had their entire roster for one game yet this season. They're missing a couple guards early and missed a big game, and then Bryce was out, you know, a few games, and I think he'll be back. You know, this is a team, if they were healthy from the jump, they'd be 6-0, and everybody would be talking about how good they are. But they've had to deal with some injuries and some guys out of the lineup, and now that they're back, I think we're going to have to play a heck of a game.
We might not get to talk to you before Sunday. I mean, how much are you looking forward to that rivalry, you know, in front of a packed arena? And do you kind of feel like you guys owe them one after they stole one from you last year?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't thought about it a second yet till you brought it up. Oklahoma State's been all of our focus, but yeah, I mean, it's a great for the state. You know, especially I think this is Fred's best team. I've just seen him a little bit on TV on the side a few times, and you know, I think this is his best group and most consistent group on both ends of the floor, and as a result, they've played some really good basketball. So, you know, they got the best of us last year, and I'm pretty confident our guys will at least be ready to go and put up a pretty good fight.
I know that pregame speech Sunday is probably the last thing on your mind, but do you bring up last year? Will you bring up last year to them?
I don't need to. They were all there, so I don't think I have to remind them.
You don't get afforded kind of a week like this when the season starts early. So I guess, what do you think the team got better at this week? Kind of got to center on themselves a little bit more instead of an opponent.
Yeah, we needed a day off Friday, but Saturday, Sunday we're good. We got back to some fundamental things, and I think maybe a little bit more teeth to what we were doing, a little bit more pace offensively, especially when things get bogged down a little bit. That's where that pace becomes so important, and spacing becomes so important. And at times we kind of lost the integrity of both at the same time. And when you don't have great pace and you're all standing on top of each other, it's hard to play very efficient offense. So that we were allowed, you know, we had the ability to work on ourselves for a couple of days, which was really good. And, you know, we'll continue to do some of that today and tomorrow as we prepare for Oklahoma State.
How's the team doing from a health standpoint?
Better than we were. Mason was back in practice, certainly not back to 100% yet after missing as much time as he's missed. But he's getting better every day. Jason Green's getting back in shape. It's still going to take him a while, and he was kind of thrown into action when he probably wasn't totally ready for it, having only practiced a couple days.
I know Trey kind of jumped a little bit in KC, but with a virtual homecoming for him, what do you kind of expect?
I expect he'll bounce back. He's had 2 really good days of practice, and he hasn't had many days like that in his career. So you have to learn to deal with it a little bit as well. But it'll be fun for him. I know he's got a ton of family and friends that'll be at the game, and for him to go back to his home state, having had a great career here at Creighton, it'll be pretty cool for him.